Good morning. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Welcome to Shamanic Yoga. I've got lots and lots that I am super excited to offer you guys today. So we're going to just jump in and get started right away. Lighting a little bit of Palo Santo to prepare to open sacred space, and I'm going to actually jump right into opening sacred space for us here with the intention, of course, that the sacred space that I'm opening here in my space is extending through the ether and through our live connection here on Instagram and through the ether. It's the best way to put it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that first, and then we'll talk a little bit about what we're going to do for the rest of class. Good morning, you guys. Hi, Angie. All right. So while I'm opening sacred space, you're welcome to if you know which direction is south, west, north, and east in the room that you're in, you're welcome to kind of turn towards that direction in the room that you're in as I call in the 4 directions. And if not, then you're welcome to either just sit in an easy seated and kind of just in a meditative pose and get your breath started. Or you could also lie down if you want to lie down and just breathe deeply and kind of just take in the opening of the sacred space. So, to the winds of the south, Sachamama, great serpent, wrap your coils of light around us. Teach us to shed our pasts the way that you shed your skin. To walk belly to belly on the earth. Teach us the beauty way. Aho. To the winds of the west, mother and sister jaguar, protect our medicine space. Teach us the way of peace and to live impeccably, and show us the way beyond death. Aho. To the winds of the north, hummingbird, grandmothers and grandfathers, ancient ones, come and warm your hands by our Palo Santo, by our fires. We whisper to you in the wind, and we honor those who have come before us and those who will come after us, our children's children. To the winds of the east, great eagle condor, come to us from the place of the rising sun. Teach us to fly wingtip to wingtip with great spirit. Teach us also to be sheltered under your wing, and show us the mountains, the rivers, the lakes, the lands, the waters that we only dare to dream of. Hands on the earth, Pachamama, Mother Earth. We come here for the gathering of all of your children. The stone people, the plant people, the 4-legged, the 2-legged, the creepy crawlers, the finned, the furred, and the winged ones. Please remind us that these are all of our relations. Aho. Great Spirit, you who are known by 1,000 names, yet remain unnameable. To all of the starry nations, Grandmother Moon, Father, Son, Auntie Tai Tai, thank you for bringing us here. And today, especially on this Lionsgate portal, our spiritual son, Sirius. Thank you, thank you, thank you for bringing us here and for allowing us to sing the song of life. Placing our hands on our own hearts to the 7th direction, inside each and every one of our own hearts, where all of these energies and archetypes combine and synchronize and make manifest into this world the gifts and the beauty and the love that they have to offer through us and through our heart-centered actions. Please remind us that this is all within us. All right, aho. Okay, sacred space is open. Next item on the agenda is, I'm going to read us a quick affirmation from Shakti Gawain's Awakening. I've actually been reading this book of affirmations for the last 10 years on and off. It's really a beautiful journey. August 8th, the Lionsgate portal. The perfectionist can hamper creativity. If you have a heavy perfectionist, it's difficult to create because nothing is ever going to be remotely good enough for it. You need to develop an opposite voice, one that encourages you to try things without worrying too much about results. It can be helpful to have a creativity support system, a person or people in your life who give you encouragement to try your creative ideas without judgment. As Maxwell Perkins said, just get it down on paper and then we'll see what to do with it. So the affirmation is that my creative expressions don't have to be perfect. What a concept. So your creative expressions don't have to be perfect, nor do mine. All right, before we get into a little breath work and start our practice, I just wanted to kind of mention and remind you guys that today is the Lionsgate portal. And what that means, it's August 8th, and this happens every single year. What that means, the Lionsgate portal, is that the spiritual sun Sirius, which is a star, aligns with our sun, kind of creating this really high energy portal that helps and helps to bring us into kind of a new chapter and allows us to release all of that we need to let go of, unhealthy habits, things like that, and helps us bring in and to usher in kind of a new way of being. So use this energy today in a powerful way. Use this energy for your good. Stay hydrated. Let's see here. All right. So we're going to start off with a shamanic 4-part breath. So you can sit on your heels if that's comfortable for you, or you're welcome also to get into an easy seat. Begin to just kind of relax into. This is so funny. This app is acting a little strangely, actually. It's been doing this the last couple of days where it's like not, it's pausing when I don't touch the screen and saying that that I'm not using the app. So I don't know why it's doing that. It did it yesterday too. So we're just going to have to kind of keep piloting this and see if it works. And I might just have to stay really connected to the screen during our breath work and practice. So we'll see how this goes. So 4-part shamanic breath is all about pausing at the bottom and also the top of the inhales and exhales. So the first part of the breath is when the breath is completely out before the inhale, and then a count of 4 on an inhale through the nose, filling up through the belly first, and then the heart, and then the throat. And then a suspension at the top for just as long as you inhaled for a count of 4. Expanding your auric fields, really helping your body to take in that oxygen. And then an exhale that is 1 count longer than your inhale. So the exhale will be to a count of 5. And the reason why the exhale is longer than the inhale is because the exhale, when it's longer than the inhale, sends a message to your central nervous system to come out of fight or flight and to come into kind of that second awareness, and to really be able to kind of get out of that like trapped mindset that we create for ourselves through worry, anxiety, overstimulation, things like that. So I hope you're ready. 4 parts, remember that. I'll lead you through a couple of rounds, and then I'll have you do a couple of rounds on your own. So here we go. Go ahead and allow all of the breath to release from the body. So just exhale out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. Elongate the exhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold at the bottom before the inhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold at the bottom. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top. 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Go ahead and do 2 rounds of this breath on your own so I can do it as well without counting through and kind of be in the same spot and mindset as you guys. So. One more. Always remembering that we have the conscious capability to slow down our heart rate through our own breath and through that conscious elongation and depth of breath. So remember that, because I know that we're all going through, not all, but a lot of us are going through a lot of kind of anxious, worrisome times, collectively, individually, as a community, as a planet. So remember that you've got this. You are able to calm down the heart and those racing thoughts through the intentional slowing down and bringing in of that deep breath. So maintain, if you can, this 4-part breath. You can kind of make the pauses at the bottom and the top a little bit shorter as we move through our practice today. But try to see if you can make sure that exhale is longer than the inhale. So gonna try to make sure that we are not going to pause this video here. All right, we're gonna start on our mats today in child's pose. I know that was kind of a long intro, but important and necessary work that needed to be done in preparation. So we're gonna start in child's pose. Bring your big toes together. Knees are about mat width. Bring your forehead to the mat and stretch your arms and your hands out long so your palms are face down. This is an active child's pose here. Sit your hips back towards the heels. Connect to the breath. Suck the belly in. Feel the stretching out in the back of the neck and the whole spine here. Coming up onto the hands, slowly bring yourself to a downward facing dog, walking out your dog here. Just opening up through the whole backside of the body. Press the hands into the mat, lift the hips. Let the head and neck hang heavy. Lift the heels all the way up. And then let them lower back down. Maintain integrity in the breath and slowly walk your feet towards your hands. Bring your hands back to meet the feet about halfway. Meet yourself in the middle. Bring hands to opposite elbows and come into a ragdoll. First forward fold, Uttanasana. Let all of that stagnancy, perhaps tension, just flow out of the crown of the head and let it flow into Mother Earth. Imagine all of those worries, tension, anxiety, anger, whatever is no longer serving you that you'd like to purge out. Even if it's a specific unhealthy habit or thought, just let it drip out of the crown of the head like honey into Mama Earth and let her transmute that energy into an energy for the highest good. And so it is. Aho. Bring your hands back down to the mat. Come back into a child's pose. We're going to move through that flow one more time here. So big toes to touch, knees wide, child's pose. Arms and hands are actively reaching forward. Massage your forehead, pineal gland on the mat. Activate your center of intuition, clarity, greater knowing. And when you're ready on an inhale, come back up into a downward facing dog. Again, just opening up through the backside of the body here. Head and neck hang heavy. Whatever you need to do here to just get ready, get activated. And then walk your feet towards the hands. Coming into a downward or an Uttanasana once again. This time, let's put our hands palm space up underneath our feet. So your big toe is kind of, your toes, all of them, are kind of massaging your wrists a little bit. Padhastasana, I'm pretty sure is how you say it. So massaging those toes onto the wrists. Let the head and neck hang heavy. Your knees can be bent here. This is a little bit of a deeper forward fold. This is really good for carpal tunnel, wrists that are typing and driving and doing all the daily modern activities that our wrists so kindly help us to do. And when you feel complete with that, go ahead and release the hands from underneath the feet and place the palms on the mat. Go ahead and step back. Bring yourself into all fours, coming into a cat-cow here. So I'm going to start in a neutral tabletop with our wrists directly underneath the shoulders, knees directly underneath the hips. And on an inhale, we're going to do kind of a fluid cat-cow here. On an inhale, you're going to tuck the toes, look up, bring the heart through the shoulders, drop the belly. See, that keeps happening. So I'm going to have to really keep an eye on this guy. I don't know how to... This has only been happening for like the last day where it's pausing. Don't want to do that. I don't know if maybe it will, that's kind of crazy. If it will stay, if I put like a filter on, but I don't know. Let's try it. It's a little bit distracting. Let's see. Do we have like a simple filter? why not? Okay. All right. So where were we? Cat-cows. So fluid cat-cows. Inhale, toes tuck, heart through the shoulders. Exhale, arch the spine, tuck the chin in towards the chest, untuck the toes. Sit back towards the heels and then kind of undulate back forward into your cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, arch the spine. Really exaggerate the movement in the spine here. You're wanting to wake up the spine, moving it back and forth, getting the synovial fluid moving between the vertebrae. So again, just be really dramatic here with the movement of the spine. Imagine that you're really activating all of the energy in your body that needs to be activated. And now it's sparkly. Technology's so funny. Sitting back towards the heels. This should feel really good, especially in the morning as we're waking up. When you feel complete with this, walk your hands forward a bit. Come into a downward facing dog. On an inhale, lift the right leg, open up through the hip. Look underneath the left armpit for that right foot and just really feel that opening. And on an exhale, slowly bring that right leg all the way through in between the hands, coming up into a low lunge so you can drop the back knee. Inhale, bring your hands up towards the hips first. Kind of calibrate and center and align yourself here. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, hands above the head. Low lunge. Sink deep into that right hip. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring the hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers together. Open up through the heart. Reach up and open up through the heart. Mini back bend here. Looking up as much as your neck allows. Some of us may open up through the throat a little bit more than others. Feels really good. Bringing the hands to frame the foot, walk the foot in towards the center, and then begin to walk the hands back towards the left knee. You can scooch the left knee back as much as you need to make room for the entire right leg to straighten and lengthen. So you might have to move it back quite a bit. And then flex the toes towards your face. Inhale, come up onto the fingertips. Exhale, allow yourself to melt over that right leg. Feel the opening in the hamstrings all along that whole back leg, back side of the right leg. Inhale, come up on fingertips. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, melt. Walk the hands forward once again. Bring both hands on the inside of this right foot and then begin to walk the right foot out towards the right corner of the mat and come onto the pinky toe edge of the foot. Bring both palms inside of that right foot down to the mat and then just open up into a runner's lunge here. If you'd like to come into even more of a deep expression, you can lift the back knee and kind of rock open back and forth. This is more of a lizard's pose. If you'd like to come down to the elbows, that feels good too for a moment. Opening up through that entire inside of the right hip. Letting the knee fall open. Take some deep breaths here. If you're on your elbows, come back to the palms. Bring your left palm a little bit, kind of just right next to that right foot. And then bring the right, God damn it. It keeps like warning that it's going to pause on me. So I'm going to have to figure out something new is happening here. So bring your right hand to your right leg. And then on an inhale, push the right knee out and lean back. And then on an exhale, go ahead and bring your entire face in towards the knee. Actually, this is the inhale. The exhale is pushing out. Sorry, a little bit distracted here. Exhale, inhale, come in towards center. Exhale, push out, lean back. Should feel really good. Inhale, come in towards center. Exhale, lean back. Now we're going to walk the right foot all the way over to the left side of the mat, setting up for pigeon pose on the right side. So the left leg is long. Go ahead and make sure that the ankle is straight behind you. You're up on your fingertips here, and you're just kind of prepping for pigeon pose. So you're feeling this on the outside of the right hip, allowing yourself to stay centralized and neutral, and using the breath to help you melt a little bit further down into the hips. The hips hold so much magic, but can also store a lot of junk. So we're wanting to really expel out anything that isn't serving us anymore through the exhales. And in honor of the Lion's Gate portal, why don't we just do a lion's breath exhale. So stick out the tongue, open the mouth. Let it go. Inhale. Come on, no one can see you, unlike me. Let it out. Feels really good. One more time. All right. Bring both hands back to the mat. Walk that left knee forward. Come into a three-legged dog. Shake out that right hip a little bit, and then recalibrate, centralize yourself back into downward facing dog. Feel how there's a difference now between the right and the left side, so let's go ahead and even that out. Inhale, left leg high, open up through the hips. Take a deep breath here. One more inhale. And then on the exhale, go ahead and send it through. Low lunge, back knee drops. Bringing the hands to the hips first to make sure that you're nice and even here. And then on an inhale, bring the arms above the head. Shoulders back and down, pinky fingers in towards one another. Sink deep into that left hip. Feeling the stretch also on the front of the right hip. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind the back. Move your finger pads one finger over so you're interlaced the opposite way. Sink down into that left hip. Should feel really good. And again, here, if you want to open up through the throat chakra, looking back, opening up through the heart, as much as is comfortable for you this morning. And even if it is slightly uncomfortable, that's okay too, as long as there's no pain. All right, framing that left foot with the hands. We're going to start walking the hands back towards the right knee, making room to lengthen out through that left leg. Flex the toes back. Feels really good. On an inhale, come up onto the fingertips. And then on an exhale, sink and melt down. Inhale, up onto the fingertips. Exhale, melt. Hanumanasana. Preparation for half splits, but really just opening up all along our back side of the left leg here, especially the hamstrings. Our hamstring openness connects to the health of the knee and the hips and the spine. So, so important to pay attention to the hamstrings. Happened again. We will work through this. I'm not sparkly anymore. All right. So go ahead and walk your hands forward, bring them both on the inside of the left foot, walk the left foot out, pinky razor edge of the left foot, the big toes kind of splay off. Your palms are on the mat, and you're opening up here through that left hip, so you're allowing the left leg to... Not sure why this keeps happening, you guys. Seem to stick a little bit longer when... All right. Bringing yourself back here. Bringing the right hand next to across the mat from the left foot. On an inhale, come in like a little seed. And then on an exhale, lean back. Push the knee out. Inhale in like a little seed. Exhale, blossom open. Pushing out. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. All right, now walking that left foot all the way over to the right side of the mat. We're setting up for pigeon on the left side here. So this is just kind of a pigeon prep. We're not going to come all the way into resting pigeon today. We're just going to come into the prep pose for it. So really reaching up through the chest. Tuck the chin in so the back of the neck is long. Feel that opening on the left side of the hip. And when you're ready, walking that back knee forward a bit to make room to come into three-legged dog. Walk it out. So listen carefully here. We're going to begin walking our feet forward to meet our hands like we're coming into a forward fold. But then we're going to turn to the left. So we are facing the side of the mat and lengthen, spread your legs wide, coming into a wide-legged forward fold with the toes facing in and the heels facing out. So widen the stance as much as is accessible to you. Wide-legged forward fold. On an inhale, bring your fingertips to the mat. Make your back flat. And then exhale, come in a little deeper. You can bring the hands to the outsides of the shins and kind of pull the upper body forward. On an inhale, bring the hands to the hips. And then with a flat back, slowly rise. Bring your hands up above the head, coming into a star pose. Toes are still faced in, heels faced out. This is a kind of a power pose, right? So You want to make yourself really big, chest and heart out. Just feel this. Feel the victory that comes from self-care. And breathe. Okay, take one more inhale. And then on an exhale, pivot the heels in, toes out. Bring the elbows into the side body. Sit down into a goddess pose. So you're sitting deep into the hips here. Letting the knees bend. Keeping the back as straight as you can. And then inhale, we'll come into a couple rounds of this back into star. So toes faced in. Really stretching out here. And then exhale, back down into goddess. So going right from star to goddess on your own breath a few more times here. Find fluidity, find freedom in your movement. One more time. Nice. All right, before we go down to our mat, we are going to come into one balancing posture standing here. So we're going to come into an eagle. So bring the toes and heels to touch. Level one with the arms will be to just bring the elbows together, parallel to the ground, and same with the palms. So the palms and elbows are together here. Level two with the arms will be to make an inhale, bring them arms up, and then on an exhale, bring the right arm underneath the left and try to bring the palms to touch. So whichever you feel better with. Now sit down into the hips like you're coming into chair. Bring all of the weight into the left leg. Lift the right. And cross the right leg over the left. You can kickstand here on the side. Or, I'm having to really pay attention here. You can wrap the right leg all the way around the left. And then sit down, contract the joints, squeeze the pelvic floor muscles, engage through the core, sit down as deep as you can. When you're ready to come out, feel free to come. This app is really not liking me today. And yesterday. Okay. I'm not giving up because we have one more side to do. So bring the left arm underneath the right. Sit down into the hips, bring all the weight into the right leg. Cross the left over the right. Again, you can kickstand it on the side here or cross it all the way around, tucking it behind the leg, behind the right calf. And then sit down, contract the joints in the body, engage through the core, engage through the pelvic muscles, sit down a little deeper. And breathe. Inhale, coming up and out, shaking it out. All right, really nice. We're kind of building up a lot of energy in this practice here. So now we're gonna come into just a couple more postures before we do our guided meditation. So I'm gonna come into a bridge here. So lie down, you can kind of rock and roll a little bit to get yourself down onto the mat. Lie down so the feet are at a point where you can just graze them with the tips of the fingers, the backs of the heels. Neck is long, so the chin is slightly tucked in. And then lift the hips. And without engaging the glutes, really try to use the quads more than the glutes here. Try to let your glutes relax. So use the quads a lot more. And then interlace the hands and tuck those shoulders underneath the body and just lift the hips. But again, trying to use the quad muscles more than the glutes. Breathe into the chest here, the whole front side of the body. If you're feeling up to it and it sounds good to you and it's in your practice already, lower the hips and come into full wheel. If you're happy in bridge and that feels good enough for you today, then please just go into a second round of bridge. I'm going to come into a full wheel. So you want to place your tips of your fingers facing towards your head. Bringing the palms down, coming up to the crown of the head, and then lift up. Opening up the whole backside of the body here and kind of allowing yourself to sway back and forth, finding, again, fluidity here. Lifting one leg, if that sounds good to you, just kind of playing around with it. And then slowly and safely bringing yourself back to earth, tucking the chin, and letting that rest. Bring the legs into the chest, give yourself a big hug, massaging the lower back on the mat as you do so. Since we came into an eagle, today we're gonna keep the theme going. Great eagle condor. Go ahead and wrap the left leg over the right. Wrap the left toes around the right calf if you can. Bring your hands and arms to a T or to cactus position if you don't have enough room for a T. And slowly bring those legs all the way over to the right. So this is just a deep spinal twist. And then look left. Trying to keep that left shoulder on the mat. Really wring out the spine here. Breathe deep. Along with twisting the spine, you're also detoxing the internal organs. Inhale back up to center. Bring those legs in towards the chest again. Go ahead and wrap the legs. And then come onto the opposite side. Bringing the legs over to the left. Looking towards the right. To unwind. And if there's any pose that your body is kind of craving right now, here towards the end of our practice, go ahead and come into it now. Maybe you bring the soles of the feet to touch into Supta Baddha Konasana. Maybe just windshield wiper the knees left and right. Whatever it is you need to prepare to come into Shavasana here. And as you're ready, find yourself lying long on the mat. Arms splayed out, palms faced up. Your legs and your feet, again, taking up space. Relax through the feet, and the ankles and the calves. Release the kneecaps and the quads. Allow the hips to melt into the mat. Release and relax the core and the chest. Allow the shoulders to melt into the mat. Find peace and stillness in the arms and let the fingers just chill. Unfurrow the brow and release any tension you may be holding on to in the face or the jaw, the skull. Please just lay back and receive this gift that I have for you. If you're willing and open to receive, I would like to install and give you the bands of power and protection. This is a rite of the tribe of the Munai from Peru. And it's a really, really powerful energetic rite that installs these energetic bands of power and protection around you so you can bring in everything that you want and keep out everything that is not for you or that doesn't serve you. So just visualize these kind of vortexual bands starting around the sacral and the root chakra, and that band is black. And then moving up towards the belly, and that band is red. As we move up towards the heart, the band turns into gold. As we move up towards the throat, the band is silver. And as we move up to the 6th and 7th and 8th chakras, the band is just a pure white light. So it goes from black to red to gold to silver to white. Now these bands are like seeds, and it is my honor to gift them to you using these beautiful alabaster stones from the Andes Mountains in Peru. Installing the band around your first chakra. Installing the bands around your second chakra. Installing the bands around your third chakra. Installing the bands around your fourth chakra. Installing the bands around your fifth chakra. Installing the bands around your sixth chakra. And installing the bands around your seventh chakra. Sisters and brothers, it is an honor to give you these rites as they have been given to me. May they be of assistance to you in your journey. These bands of power woven into your luminous energy field can allow you to step fully into your power. These bands are here to protect you, to hold you, and to nourish you. You are supported by the earth in the black band, the waters of the earth in the red band, the rays of the sun in the gold band, the air in the silver band, the wisdom of the ancient ones and great spirit in the white band. You can call upon their wisdom and allow them to become your allies. You can know that you are always held and protected. I gift you these bands as they were given to me, with Munai and with love. Visualizing these bands around you in times of stress, worry, or just needing to feel a little boost of power and protection can be a very powerful practice. If you have any questions about these bands or you want to talk to me about them, please feel free to reach out. I really appreciate you practicing with me today. You can stay in Shavasana if you'd like, or you can come back up to an easy seat slowly as we close our practice. So visualizing these bands will really help them grow and get stronger. So as you visualize them around you, they become wider, they become stronger, they become more palpable and tangible in your life. And you'll notice that you're bringing in experiences, people, situations that are of your highest good and for the highest good of all, and you're kind of deflecting almost experiences, people, situations that don't serve you or that are toxic or unnecessary for your growth. So with that, I say namaste, aho. Thank you so much for joining me. Even though the video kept pausing today, I hope that this will be of benefit. So my name is Sarah. My Instagram is Soul Mama Sarah, and so is my Venmo. So it's SOULMAMASARAH. You are encouraged to donate, and I really appreciate you being here again. Reach out to me if you have any questions or feedback for me about the class, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.